Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a little while since I've uploaded anything. It's very hard to talk about books on a channel when you have not read any books to talk about. But I'm back now, everything is under control, relatively. And in my life I take relatively as a win. But yeah, anyway, I will stop the preamble and get into the books. So, this month, I started off with We Were Liars by Lockhart. I know this book has received quite a lot of hype. Personally, it didn't really do it for me. There were bits I really enjoyed. About halfway through, I started to really get into it. There was a really big twist at the end that I definitely wasn't expecting. But honestly, I didn't like the direction that it went in. I respect it for taking that direction because something that is so kind of out there and different, I have to respect it for kind of trying. But for me, it didn't really work. Overall, I didn't care about the characters that much. There were some nice moments, and I can definitely see why this would be appealing to somebody. So I'll give this one 3 stars. Okay, so the next book that I read this month was less of a book, more of a graphic novel, and that is Smashed by Junji Ito, which is a short story of of horror stories, a little collection of horror stories. If you are into the horror genre, Junji Ito is a must. His art style is absolutely amazing, and this was my first kind of venture into his work, and it blew me away. Obviously, like with all horror, I feel horror is a very personal thing. What kind of does it for somebody might not do it for someone else. And again, with short stories, I think that's especially true because there's not much time to develop everything, so some will naturally really get into your head, others might not. And that's not necessarily that they're bad, it's just that it's not my personal brand of horror. There were 3 in here that I really, really loved. And even the ones that I didn't love as much, I still really enjoyed reading because they were either just so completely weird and out there, or they were just so visually amazing to look at. So yeah, I would definitely be reading more of Junji Ito. For anyone who's interested, I think his most famous work is Uzumaki. But yeah, I would give this a very, very, very solid 4 stars. Okay, so the last book I read this month, completely different to the last one, and that is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston? Someone tell me how to say that, please. I'm really sorry for butchering your name. I really enjoyed this. It got me out of a bit of a reading slump. It was just so fun. It made me laugh loads. Kind of cringy. If I had to describe it, it kind of like used to be like a weird mix between like Carry On and Our High School Host Club. But yeah, it's cringe, but it's the best cringe possible. I would say my only criticism of it was it felt like it kind of sugarcoated everything a bit. I understand that I think the author was trying to go for like a safe space and like this kind of parallel world kind of situation. But for me, I would have honestly rather to have seen a little bit more of the issues that arose from this relationship in more detail and kind of see how those were overcome, not just in kind of like a very fairy tale like, so this happened, there was a solution, everyone lives happily ever after. But that's just my personal preference. Yeah, no, it was still really good. I really enjoyed it. A very solid 4 stars. There is some lovely representation in there, and I think it is definitely a must-read if you are having a bit of a stressful time because, as I say, got me out of a reading slump, and that is never a bad thing for a book. So yeah, that's it for this month. I hope that you enjoyed, and tell me what you guys have been reading down below. I always love to hear what you guys have been reading, and also if you have read any of these books on this list, please let me know, and let me know what you thought of them. Open up a conversation. Tell me, like, agree with me, disagree with me, just do it respectfully, because this is a safe space for everybody involved. And as I say, just because something doesn't work for me, doesn't mean it's bad, it just means that we have different tastes, and that's okay. So I will see you in the next video, whenever that might be, because I'm really bad at uploading. But yeah, bye.